Welcome everyone, this is Diktaturen for you once again. We are racing in Monza today, and with SRL of course. We are gonna just take a quick look at the driver standings so everyone can see where we're at. And I'm at P15, Restayan, Emso P1 and P2, Dynamite P9, so good results for him. Team standings are as follows: Aston Martin and Red Bull, it's very tight in the top 2, and we in AlphaTauri are in P6. So heading into this race, me and Dynamite did not practice that much. I did put in some laps on my own, I would say, and but we said that let's keep it a little bit cool. It wasn't like we never practiced for this race. It was more so that we just decided that let's not put everything into this. So we did some two-player career and had some little bit of fun instead of just going all out on this track. But before we went into it, I was spamming time trials, and that's simply because I want to be able to get the best kind of qualifying lap that is humanly possible. So heading into my first qualifying lap, I am choosing to do 2 laps in a row, so I took some extra fuel so I can get a couple of laps in. And taking turn 1, turn 2, we're not doing it very confidently. I'm a little bit cautious. I want to get my head into it a little bit and feel out this track, because it's always different when you head into a league race, considering when you're in a regular time trial. Coming into turn 4 or 5, we are doing them quite okay. We're nailing the exit, so that's lovely to see. And into Lesmo we go, and this is a part that I started off doing very well, and the more I did it, the less I kinda did it correctly. But we're doing it quite neatly here and also nailing the exit, and now coming into the most important section of this quali, which is Ascari. And we absolutely have to get this right every lap, and we are hooking it up very nicely. I'm not sure if that's the best way to gain time there, but it sure looks awesome to get this. And coming into Parabolica, we have to get a good exit. This, I guess, is my worst turn of this track. When I was in time trial, I set a perfect turn around Parabolica, and somehow I never managed to repeat that, no matter how much I tried and how many flashbacks I did. So that's interesting. But like I said, we're gonna go for another lap immediately, and coming into turn 1 and 2, we are hooking it up way better now. 800s up almost. Gonna hook it here on the grass as well, but not really gaining anything this time. Into 4 and 5th. We do have a purple first sector though, meaning that we are fastest so far out of everyone driving in that sector, but losing this time on the exit, which isn't surprising since we completely nailed it the first time. So now I want to regain some time and gonna push the limits here, but we are getting a track limit warning, which invalidates our time, so it's no point in keep trying. So there I just chose to go in to the pits immediately. That's why I also felt like it was a good point to push. So if I got a lot of time there, I would just keep going and finish the lap, but I chose to cancel the lap, and here I am on my last lap of this qualifying, and I'm really looking to gain some more time here, because when I'm seeing the other times up ahead, I'm feeling like I can definitely gain some positions, because I did struggle in some corners, so it's really important we gain time here from the first turn. But we're touching the sausage curb, which definitely puts us down a little bit. But it is the last lap, meaning that the track is gonna be way warmer, you have a lot more grip, so I'm naturally gonna gain more time as long as I do everything nice. So we're gonna see into turn 4 or 5. Absolutely nailing it, and we are now 1/10 up on our time. And now into the Lesmo corners, we are 2/10 up, and we are 3/10 up on our previous time, which is amazing, obviously. Now into Ascari, most important, as I've said before. Purple middle sector, fastest of everyone. Are we hooking it up? Somewhat. We are still gaining, but not as much as I would have wanted. I think there was a couple of more tenths in there. Nonetheless, we haven't lost any time now into Parabolica. We have to nail this turn. and we're simply not losing every 2 tenths, only 86 hundredths up on our last time, 86 thousandths more so, which didn't gain us any position, so we're into P7. Not too happy about that, but still I'm a little bit far up the pack, so it's not the end of the world. But if I would have named Parabolica, probably P5, P4 would be my starting position. But nonetheless, nothing we can do about that. Now all we can do is concentrate on this race. We have Noel just ahead, which he is in our voice chat, so I am telling him I'm gonna bump into him immediately on the start just to provoke him a little bit, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We have 5 lights and away we go. We get a really good start this time. We are out ahead of Noel. We have Mali coming on our left side. He is also getting a great start. I want to take it cautious here because I don't want to get any damage, which is so easy into this turn. So we're going around on the outside, but we're just too heavy on the throttle. Spins us out. Not a disaster because we're not too far behind, but this is not the start I would have wanted. Once again, it's a situation where I do a mistake early on in the race, which costs me time, costs me positions, and now I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of strategy to get me up ahead. So in my mind right now, I'm not even concentrating on the race. I'm just trying to drive, not getting any warnings, but I'm thinking to myself, what can I do about this? In the race I thought someone did hit me there, but looking at the replay, it's clear I just used way too much throttle. Yeah, it happens, I guess, but it's the first time for me in maybe the 50-60 laps I've done. Blue Monkey spins out. Anyway, we are... yeah, we did maybe 50-60 laps around here. Not once I spun there, so I am a little bit surprised. But like I said, just have to look forward. Gonna take you through this lap, and we have Dynamite 1.8 seconds up ahead. Rickard, who is a friend of his, also up ahead. I am right behind. I'm very confident I'm gonna gain on Rickard at least, because I'm not really sure about his pace, but we're gonna see what happens. Rickard and Dynamite are fighting on the exits. Dynamite goes into the wall. Not really sure if he got hit by Rickard or maybe he put too much throttle in there. Very sad for him and for our team, as both of us now have made a mistake and are put outside of the points. So we have some catching up to do to get a grip of this race. Rickard now 1.4 up ahead. We're gonna see the time. We're gonna gain on him, I'm pretty sure. We're 1.3 now, soon 1.2. So it's just a matter of time before we're gonna catch him. And we have Bubbles as well as a little bit of a time stamp with 4 seconds. I'm also a little bit confident we're gonna gain on him. Might take a little bit longer, but we're gonna find out. Neresteje in the lead, got the fastest lap right there. We are 1 second behind Rickard now. DRS is enabled, so as long as we keep gaining on Rickard, we're gonna easily pass him on the next lap, as I am sure I will. We're starting to see the cars up ahead, so we're not too far back, which is very good for us. But behind us we have Lord Gaben, and he is on the medium tires, simply meaning that he will be faster than us by the end of the race unless I can gain on him. So I don't want that time to stay as it is or become a smaller margin, which is why it's important we get past Rickard so we don't get stuck behind him. Because the pace Lord Gaben is having right now, it's faster than us, quite simply. But we're within the DRS on Rickard, so we're gonna open the rear wing and see what kind of time we gain. So we were 8 tenths up on him, or he was 8 tenths up on us. Now he's 6 tenths, 5 tenths coming into Ascari. this pause on the main start-finish straight will be ridiculously easy. I don't think he is using any DRS or ERS right now, because I'm sure he wants us to overtake him, but we're not gonna fall into that trap. We're just gonna stick behind him, take it smooth and steadily, be within his slipstream, and now we're gonna open our ERS, which maybe not is necessary, but I want to make sure it's a clean getaway, and which is something he's not gonna fight, and he doesn't. So ahead of Rickard, now it's important we get out of his DRS, so he's not gonna be able to do the same on the start-finish straight next time we get there. So I'm gonna push a little bit and hopefully see if we can keep him behind for now. Bubbles is now 3.9 seconds up ahead, so now it's crucial that we are pushing to gain on him as well on lap 4 now. Strategy-wise, in my head, I am planning on doing an early pit stop to the medium tires. Maybe I can get some kind of undercut going. Skipping to lap 5 now, we have a yellow flag up ahead. I think it's Mali who has spun out there. I think he was quite far up ahead. But we're gonna take advantage of this, having a little bit of a moment in Lesmo. But we have DRS on him now. I want to push a little bit and see if he is gonna defend. It looks like he's gonna be too far up ahead, but we are gaining on him a lot here. We're gonna take the inside line, outbrake him. He touches me and he's trying to go back on the track. I think he's spun out from that. This is a little bit controversial. I don't think I could have done something different there. Maybe I could have waited and overtook him on the start-finish straight, of course. But I saw a gap, I took it, I had the inside line. For me, that's my corner. He's not alongside me, he's just turning into me on the outside, but not really taking the outside line. But up into P8, it's racing, it happens. We're gonna see if I'm gonna get a penalty for that after the race, but I surely hope not. He did report me. I also reported him because it could have taken me out as well. Up to lap 6 now. This is where I'm trying to make up my mind to box, and I decide to box for the medium tire as I know they can last for 20 laps. So that's not gonna be an issue. Yellow flag, and Emso is spun out through Parabolica. That is really bad for him, as he is a contender for this drivers championship. It's him and Nerestay up there, very equal so far, and he must have had somewhat of a moment. I think Nerestay was in the lead from lap 2, but if it would be a P1, P2, he would have kept that gap, but now he is far behind. Onto our medium tire, we're gonna stick through this lap and see how they feel, and see if we're gonna be able to gain something on the cars up ahead. I think Blue Monkey is struggling a lot, so having him as a reference won't really gain us, but Emso is rapid around this track, so I wanna compare myself to him. Remembering it correctly, I think our soft tires were on 30-40-ish%, which basically means they are slower than a fresh medium tire, so I should be gaining 11.6 to Emso, 11.2. Yeah, it's the crossover has definitely been, but I think maybe Emso is struggling a little bit as well. Maybe he is still suffering from that spin with his tires. So we're gonna see when things evens out. 6.8, 6.7 to Blue Monkey. So I think this is the correct choice from us, because we still had a gap to the cars up ahead, which I was desperate to minimize. Getting a track limit there, first one of this race. Gonna have to keep my eye out for that. So 6.5, 10.3. So once again, good choice with the mediums. We're gonna be able to see how far up ahead we get. Hopefully we can undercut some cars, because I do think if those cars are bunched up and we will be in a train, I'm gonna only be getting an advantage from that. Skipping to lap 10, more cars pitted. Rickard and Emso behind us. Rickard with a 3-second time penalty. Blue Monkey up ahead, 2.5 seconds between us, so I definitely gained some on him, but not really in the tempo I would have wished I did. I would have expected to be within his DRS right now, so he really found some time in his car here and in the tires for these last laps. So up ahead Metal Machine pitting as well. It's crucial that I gain on him and get ahead of him, so I'm using all of my ERS, but he is coming out ahead too far for me to get, so I just want to be able to get within his DRS so I will not be left out, but it's looking tough. I am not nailing turn 1 and turn 2. He is 1.5 seconds up ahead, and to get within his DRS I have to be within 1 second. Not really looking like that's gonna happen unless he makes a mistake. Ahead of him is Mali, who seems to go long here. He hasn't pitted, which it makes sense with his strategy as he got spun out to just keep going when he didn't choose to undercut. So he's just gonna try to make these soft tires last and pit for really fresh medium tires, which I'm sure he will gain from having that. It's unfortunate that our moment here in Ascari happened, but I think it was avoidable from both of us. Yeah, we will see how if I'm gonna get a penalty from it and if it's gonna affect anything or no. So 1.7 up ahead on to Metal Machine, 1.8, 1.9, so we're out of the DRS, but we have his teammate Lil Tango coming out from the pits, but it's looking very similar to when Metal Machine came out. I think it will be the same kind of distance. So it's a 1.3 now, but he's probably on a little bit of a cold tire, so we'll see if we're going to be able to game. I really want to stick within his DRS, but 1.1 seconds, so now it's absolutely crucial, as I don't think there are anyone left to pit except Mali, who will just end up far behind me. 1.3. And looking at the fuel, I am also struggling. I did underfuel my car. As you can see, it goes red and turns to green all the time. So I think I had maybe 0.3, 0.4 laps fuel to spare. But into lap 12, I am now on 0.0, so I have to start fuel saving now, which doesn't come into too handy since I also need to be within Lil Tango's DRS. Looking back on this, I probably should have pushed a lot more, possibly be within Lil Tango's DRS and fuel save behind him instead, as that's way easier. You can be within the DRS, gain on him, and just lift the throttle a little bit. But now it's too late to make that choice, so I'm just trying to fuel save now into every corner. So into lap 16 we go. I am still balancing around 0 laps on fuel. Lord Gaben pits. He went out on the mediums to begin with, as you might have seen. Now coming out on the softs. I am sure he's gonna be very, very quick. It's gonna be interesting to see how much he's gonna gain on us, but I'm communicating a little bit with Noel here. And he's asking me about Gaben's time, and he's 5 seconds behind. He's asking me to please keep him behind, and I'm telling him nope, not gonna be possible, because into lap 19 he's just on my tail. Not gonna fight this one at all. I am sure he's gonna be able to overtake if he wants to on this DRS straight, and he is going for it. I'm just gonna stick to the inside line, but I'm just lifting here. I don't even want to give him the idea that I'm gonna fight into this corner against the fresh soft tires. Virtually impossible to win that fight, but I'm hoping now, as I'm behind, I'm gonna be able to be within his DRS and maybe stick with him a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna be able to stick with him a long time though, but if I'm gonna be within his DRS, at least I'm gonna gain a couple of tenths. So I'm gonna happily be able to do that. So pushing a little bit to make sure I'm gonna be as close to him as possible without burning all of my ERS. Jeff telling me that Lord Gaben is a second per lap ahead of me, which I think it's way more than that, to be honest, but yeah, I guess Jeff is sitting there with his computer with all of the information, so I'm probably wrong, I guess. Skipping forward again, lap 24, I am in P7. Now Emso has catched me, and he do have fresher tires than me. I think only 2 laps within my DRS, but he gets a 3-second penalty just behind there, which brings me a lot of comfort, because then I'm not gonna have to stress it. I do want to keep him behind. for another lap, because he could get away from me if he gets ahead of me on the DRS straight and he nails the corners and I maybe do a mistake. I'm gonna be out of his DRS, and that's just gonna keep him like way ahead of me as he has fresher tires. So I'm pushing here, probably gonna send him the message that he's not gonna get this overtake here. So he's just using DRS. I don't see that he would use ERS right here into turn 1, turn 2. Very important we nail this now. We are going a little bit wide on that exit, so he should be gaining on us, and he does. This is a very good corner to go for a surprise overtake, and it looks like he might be going for it a little bit because he is gaining, but I use a little bit of ERS, so I'm gonna be ahead for now. Into turn 4 and 5. Doing this very well, and he is also doing it very well. But right now I think I should be in the clear. He might go for the overtake on this DRS straight though, and if he does, maybe I'm gonna fight it. We're gonna see if he's gonna go for it. 5 tenths now, almost 4. He is not going for it. He's just gonna gain on me. Coming to Ascari. Don't want to do any mistakes. We're doing it very nicely. So is he not doing there? He's going very wide. He is out of my DRS. 2 laps to go. Position 7 should be secured right now, but he's still a very quick driver and on fresher tire, so he should gain on me. Now he's 1.1 seconds behind, so it's not looking very good. I'm sure he is using all of his ERS here to make sure he is as close to me as possible coming into turn 1 and turn 2. I am lifting here because 0.02 laps minus, so I have to lift to gain that up, and now I'm plus 0.2 ahead. So I'm struggling with fuel as well, which isn't good for this fight. Emso is now once again within my DRS. This time I am prepared to let him go, because he's not gonna gain 3 seconds on me on when this lap is finished. So
there's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
We know, yeah, we're struggling a lot. I'm dealing with it. Trust me. Into the second DRS straight. He is right behind me. I am sure he's gonna go for the overtake here, because otherwise he doesn't have a chance, and I think he knows that as well. He is coming up on me. I'm not using my ERS. He's looking for the overtake, but he's not going for it. But I make the biggest mistake of this race. Even bigger than the first turn. I am turning my car there out of anger. Now it's gonna be a tight race for us. I got a 3-second penalty because I got multiple warnings, and Emso is only 3 tenths behind. He is for sure gonna overtake me here, but hopefully he didn't use all of his ERS. So I'm gonna burn all of my ERS to make sure he's behind, but he is quick. He isn't low on ERS, it looks like. But his rear light is blinking, so he was below 10%, which means I do have a ERS advantage. But he is just so quick with those fresher tires. 6 tenths up, probably 7 tenths, 8 tenths after these couple of corners coming up, which isn't too good, because I'm not going to be able to push as my fuel is still low. Make a mistake there, 7 tenths. I am not going for it anymore, as I don't want to burn fuel. 8 tenths, 9 tenths. So I'm not going to be able to stay ahead of him. Dynamite retired the car here, as he was struggling all of this race and basically was being a backmarker from that initial contact with the walls, let's just call it that. I get a warning here, but it's irrelevant as I need 2 more to get 6 seconds. Obviously I'm gonna push here, but nothing's gonna happen out of this unless Emso makes a big mistake, and I'm sure he is not, as he spun here once. He's not gonna do it again. So Nerestay with the win, and we come P8. Looking back and thinking about this race, not too happy because of the mistakes, but also I'm not too upset about it either, as it's points, which feels really good to get. I'm gonna take them, even though it's not a lot of points. It's gonna help me in the driver's standings. I'm sure I'm gonna gain a couple of positions. But Nerestei with this win, incredible race from him. I think he was 10-15 seconds up ahead to the car in second position, which just proves he is the Flying Finn. He's the quickest guy in this league so far, and very consistent. The only times he didn't win, I think, was just strategy mistakes from him, which can happen. It's been a lot of rain races, and in them strategy is key. Anyway, P8, Dynamite, P14 with a retired car, points for us. I think we'll take it, but could have been more points. I could have done less mistakes, so could Dynamite, but it is what it is. We have a fun race coming up in Austria, Red Bull Ring, on Sunday, so I hope you'll tune in for that. If you liked this video, please give a like and subscribe, and check my other videos out if you wanna. Also Dynamite stream, where he's streaming when we're driving, and on the league races as well. So, thank you for watching, have a nice day, take care, and goodbye.